The man poured over a dozen bottles of ridiculously expensive premium liquor into an inflatable pool, then lowered himself in and sprinkled a ring of salt around the pool's edge. He'd lick the salt, then take a swig of liquor, lean his head back with eyes half closed like he was napping in heaven. This chubby guy's name was Mike. He could be this reckless for one reason. He'd become the last man on Earth. A sudden virus had swept across the globe, and people around him dropped one by one. Only Mike survived. Searching for other survivors, he drove his RV at breakneck speed, hitting every city across America. He shouted at the top of his lungs on empty streets and at gas stations, but only the wind echoed back. So all he could do was scrawl "Alive in Tucson" on billboards, then turn around and head back to his hometown. Once back, he completely let loose. When he spotted a mansion by the roadside, he'd break in and move right in. He hung priceless masterpieces worth hundreds of millions in the living room, placed dinosaur fossils stolen from museums in the dining room, and added a gleaming golden Oscar statuette to his study. Then, he'd shoot open supermarket doors and sweep entire rows of junk food into his shopping cart, along with some intellectual nourishment for good measure. And he definitely wasn't going to shortchange himself on entertainment. He'd play at amusement parks however he wanted, riding roller coasters for as long as he pleased. When bowling got boring, he'd swap out the pins for crystal chandeliers, and when that got old, he'd use fish tanks instead. He'd strap explosives to luxury cars, stand at the top of a hill, give them a push, and watch them explode. Months passed, and the mansion was drowning in trash. The pool had become a urinal. Mike grew a scraggly beard, his clothes stained with grease and grime. His loneliness drove him to the edge of madness. Even the ladies in swimsuit magazines started looking irresistible. Walking past a storefront window, he became mesmerized by a female mannequin. The glass reflected her curves alongside his haggard face. That night, he smashed the glass with his gun and leaned in to kiss her. He hugged her so hard that, crack, the mannequin's arm fell to the ground. Mike froze. Missing women so desperately, Mike lost his will to live. He spray-painted his name on a boulder in the outskirts and scribbled a brief epitaph. He started the car, floored the gas pedal, and charged straight toward the rock wall. At the last moment, he slammed on the brakes. Because he'd spotted smoke rising in the distance, Mike was beside himself with excitement. He'd found a reason to keep living. He rushed over immediately, and the moment he arrived, he saw women's clothing. So thrilled he was about to kiss the clothes when suddenly, a woman's voice came from behind him. Mike was so overwhelmed with happiness that he passed out on the spot.